Okay, so I want to give a little update, a plan on what I plan on doing in the NFT space. Something that I notice a lot right now is that people are either trying to get close to people who can promote their work or collect their work, and hoping that value will be added. And that just sounds so much like the traditional art world. And I'm like, no, this is a new era. Okay, this is a time for us to truly be able to set up our own economy and thrive on our own terms. And so I'm going to do that for myself and also give you guys the blueprint on how you can do it as well. Not even just as an NFT artist, but as an artist in general. These are some things that you can think about. So with that, you have to what well, let me talk in the me sense. So I'm of course branding myself, and making sure that I'm on every platform. Now I am turning to the analytics and the insights, and using that information as a way to kind of like tally what I am, who I'm touching, and who is getting in contact with my brand and also with my artwork. And that will add value to my piece because it makes sense. If, for example, this is very, okay, how we see movie stars, for example, they show themselves in, small movies and smaller roles, and then over time we become familiar with that brand. That in time we become familiar with that actor, and closer to them, and so every time they show their face on a screen in a different role, whether it's TV, movie, you name it, even interviews, like that's a way of kind of getting closer to the actor. That's the same way that I'm approaching this for artists. So, you know, with me, every time my brand is seen, and I do it based off impressions and also engagement. Every time that it's someone comes in contact with it, that adds a percentage to my uh, to my overall value of all of my pieces. And I'm starting it with Mommy's Money Flakes, the piece that I just released, and I'll backtrack and do it with Age of the Following and Shooting the Shit. So how it is that, every time someone, whether it's an impression, that will be a percentage. I should put like here, it'll be a percentage, and then engagement, that'll be in higher percentage. And every time someone collects or buys the piece, then that's another percentage. Now to talk about pricing my work, so I initially had, the one of one mentality, and I was like, okay, well, let me create minis because I want people to be able to come in on any level. What I'm doing with Mommy's Money Flakes is that you can buy the piece. You can buy the piece as a like there are 100 of them, and there are going to be more levels because eventually I'll have a silver Mommy's Money Flakes and a gold Mommy's Money Flakes, and those will be higher and come with different access as I start to really get attention on it. So out of there are 100 Mommy Money Flakes NFT versions, and there are also 100 stickers. Anyone who has the sticker with NFT on there will get will have the rights to the NFT, and that'll be on hold for them. So how I want to do it is if they get the sticker, and then it has NFT on it, they have to buy it at the rate that the piece is going to be worth. So my NFTs are going to start to increase in value over time because of the branding and impression engagement aspect that I just gave you. And so basically, I the piece gets points for recall, because someone will be able to recall and be familiar with a brand. A better analogy is Nike, for example. Nike doesn't have salesmen, right? And I think a lot of artists are thinking of themselves that they need to be a salesman or get close to someone who's a salesman and start to really do the footwork. Yes, we have to do the footwork as artists, but for example, Nike, they don't have salesmen. They simply just kill it in marketing, right? And social media is the tool for marketing. And so I have, Instagram strategies, Instagram, Pinterest strategies, LinkedIn, you know what I mean? But TikTok, you name it, even getting influencers, running ads. Every time someone sees your work, you get it'll add points, it'll add value to your piece because someone will then be able to recall it. So every time someone sees Nike, for example, you might not go and buy that shoe that day that they showed, but you got Nike in your mind. You know what I'm saying? And it's constantly in your face. And what's really cool is that you can rerun ads, and I'm not even taking the ads move just yet. I am going to start on Google, but I'm going to also give you the basics on how to do it on for free because you know what I'm saying, unless you're working with a bigger budget, you should still know how to do it for free and understand the point system and how it all works, how it can work, right? Because solely it's up to you. The idea is for you to create your own economy. All the value of art is the market that that you create. So, for example, every artist has, not for example, but the fact is, every artist has their own market. So, if you have already sold at least one piece, whoever that piece goes to, they are in your secondary market, and you are, it's your work. What do you want your work to be valued at? How do you want to give that value to people? And this is how I'm giving value for my artwork in my market. You create the rules, you create them, and then you hold yourself accountable for the rules that you set in the beginning and follow through to the end. You know what I'm saying? So this is a way that I'm doing it. I'm going to create a landing page for it all. Hope my daughter isn't waking up. Ooh, hopefully she's. Sounds like she is. Okay, I don't know. She would have cried if she were waking up, but I think she was just turning around. But yeah. So every time someone sees my piece of art, it'll be a small percentage. So think of YouTube and how money is received with views, mainly after you get a certain amount of followers, but it's the same concept. They did that with their market. They could have easily not paid their content creators, right? But what sense would that have made in order to elevate the brand, the value, the traffic on people wanting to be involved with YouTube? They gave that as an incentive, but also as a business platform. They created their own economy. So I'm telling you, as artists, you can do that. It might go beyond some people's head. A lot of people might not. I'm a little curious to see how this is going to go with some people. I already know I'm probably going to get a little flack on it. It's just like, is it real? But it's real if it's collectively understood. You know what I'm saying? Just like Bitcoin. It's real and it has value because people collectively believe it has value, and as a collective have decided to see its worth and exchange its worth amongst each other, right? There is still a world of people out there who don't believe that Bitcoin has any value, but the stats say otherwise, that it is actually worth 60,000 US dollars right now as we speak, and it will continue to go on because they are building that collective understanding amongst anyone who's coming into the Bitcoin realm. So same thing with your art. set the rules yourself. For me, I want to do it based off impressions, engagement, purchases, and that'll, because when someone, how I see it, when someone purchases the artwork, they'll know, they understand already the value that it has. And so I'm going to add, worth to it, based off of a set percentage. Then, and when I say, I shouldn't even say percentage. So how I'm doing it is an impression. This is how I wrote it down. I might change it, might fluctuate, it might bring it down a little bit, but I want it to be able to increase in value over time, but I want it to be fair. I want it to make sense, right? I could easily say, yes, a piece could be worth, and my impressions could be worth $10, but what good would that do? Somebody's gonna be like, okay, yeah, it got from this, it went from $5, which is at right now, to $500,000 in a day. That does nothing. It needs to be slow and gradual. So my impressions are worth, I set it at 0.001 for my impressions, point, I think I said 10 for engagement. That way it gives me accountability to want to build that more every time someone purchases. I think I just set it at $50. A $50 value will be added to the piece, and I'll change it with the next one. I'll change it as I can continue to grow, but I'm making it a way for me to add value to my piece, but also grow over time. And I have a landing page to explain all of this to people who are coming on and coming into my world and want a real like a breakdown of how it all works. And I hope that you guys too can use that landing page as a template, and basically you'll just be able to plug in your artwork and then plug in the link to where they can buy it. Because another thing is that you just want to, everything everything, you have to put your own self on, and so this would be a way that you can put yourself on and plug in, and we can definitely talk about it. Hit me up, like I always say, we are connected. But yeah, it's new. It's an experiment is one thing that I want to mention, that this is an experiment, and I'll check back in with you guys to let you know how it's going. But just yesterday I put the base value of what the NFT is worth, what it started at, $4.95, and I put that on all of my platforms, and people who are viewing will be able to see it grow. And then I'm also going to run campaigns eventually. Like, I want it to be in a movie and be on billboards, and then that will collectively add worth to whatever piece it is that I'm using. But right now I'm just going to do a campaign. I'm going to use an influencer if I can get the rates right, and if they can get those analytics back to me. And also I'm going to I have it to where people who have collected a piece will see the insights for that piece, because a lot of people are just sitting around waiting. I'm like, let me try this out, because this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I feel like it's a vision that's been given to me for this space, for this reason. So I am confident that it's going to work. I am also pretty sure that it's going to get some flack, because just like with Bitcoin, some people are like, just won't believe in its value. But for those that do understand what I'm doing, the value of the work, it'll be collectively, it'll be valuable for those in the collective, because they'll understand. So I want to just kind of give you guys an update on that, because I was like, how do I even put this? what do I even title this YouTube video? I don't even know. But I know that it's going to be really cool. I mean, I'm going to push this piece for 14 to 30 days, and then I'm going to get on the next piece, that I've already created the NFT for. But I have like a grand one, and then I'm going to come out with a smaller rate one too. And I think I'm gonna actually allow that one cheaper. So another strategy too is like, we cannot crush it with one of ones, that it limits yourself to one person being an advocate and going out to talk about your work. You want to have multiple pieces that people can buy, as many as you know are comfortable doing, because you want to have this community of people who have that piece of work, and then pieces, different pieces, different artworks of yours. And so, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I honestly can show it way better than I can tell it, and so I'm just kind of in that space of like, I'm just gonna do it. I just need to do it. But I did want to touch back with you guys, let you know what was up, what was going on. And if you have any requests for any videos for the onboarding process that you want to see, I came up with a how to create your wallet one. I did or that's really on the podcast, but I did an overview on YouTube. I did how to upload a piece onto OpenSea. My most recent OpenSea video is about, it mentions how you can do multiples on OpenSea. So go check that out. But any other thing that you can think of, I am an OpenSea head. I honestly, once I find a restaurant that I like, I'm gonna go to that restaurant a lot, right? So it's like OpenSea. I like OpenSea. I don't really plan on going outside of that. And the reason being is because I think that you have to build your community first. So that's really what most of my videos are about. Which is what do you do after you put up the NFT, and how to get attention to it, and how to build a community. And that's what I do here. But if you want to know more about like Rarible, I can, connect, maybe set up a podcast interview with someone who's familiar with it, who would be willing to, share their time with us to answer that. Rarible, just let me know how I can help you, because I want to make sure that I'm being a great resource for everything, but I only know OpenSea. So if you want to know more about Rarible, Zora, the other platforms, I'd be happy to get what I can to inform you on those platforms or anything else. So thank you so much for watching. I will check back, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Check out the podcast if you want to just listen on the go, and follow me on all of the pages that you see in the description below. You'll be able to also see the value increase in my piece over time, in my pieces. But right now we're working on Mommy Money Flakes. So check that out, and you guys have a great morning, noon, night, day, whatever time you're watching this, and see ya.